welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thanks for joining me for another one of my videos. So it is Spiritual Book Club April already, and I thought I would show you today the books that I have been loving through and reading, should I say, throughout March and April when I went on holiday last month, and what I intend to read over the next month. So last month, as I was going away on holiday to Lanzarote, I wanted to pick up a few books that could keep me entertained for the week and to, I don't know, just really give me, I don't know what I was searching for as such, I guess, you know what I mean? Like, I just wanted a really inspirational read to really like, so I could come back and be like, yes, like my life has changed again. Like, it was a really good read, I really loved it, and I haven't had that for a long time in books, so I was really excited to purchase some new books off Amazon and see what they had in store. So the first one I intended to read was The Subtle Art of Not Giving a... And I must admit, I was so engrossed in the other two books that I had that I haven't actually read this yet. I think I read about 10 pages. So I am intending to read this for next month along with another book. So I'll let you know how it goes. But the first 10 pages were good. I just felt more drawn to the other two books during the holiday. And to be honest, I was just so engrossed in having fun that I didn't actually read that much, which broke my heart because that was the whole intention. But excited to read this next month. One of the other books that I intended to read was Good Vibes, Good Life by Vex King. So the lovely Vex is coming on my podcast next month, which I'm super excited about because I love his work. He's a real sound guy, so I was really excited to pick up his book, and it's so diddy. I love his book. The only thing I would say is the gold writing has come off really easily. So I was a little bit gutted because I thought, oh my God, perfect Instagrammable book. But from taking it in my backpack and just taking it away on holiday, a lot of the gold's come off, sadly. So the only downside I would say is maybe in the manufacturing of the gold's come off really easily on the book. But apart from that, it's what's inside that matters rather than the cover, shall we say. Don't judge a book by its cover. So inside, it was all about kind of self-love, very mild, basic law of attraction, and how to have a good life. So the tagline is, how self-love is the key to unlocking your greatness. So this was a great book all on self-love, self-discovery, self-help, and law of attraction. But it didn't rock my world, and I think it didn't rock my world because it's very entry level. So for someone who hasn't done self-love before, who's not familiar with law of attraction, who's not familiar with kind of any of the sort of things we talk about on this channel or anything like that, this would be the perfect entry level book because it is so relatable, down to earth. You know, Vex obviously has a very approachable kind of energy, and I love how that comes through his work. But for me, like, I read it and I enjoyed it 100%, and so many people have raved about this book, but for me personally, like, it didn't really give me anything that I didn't already have, shall we say. It didn't give me any tools in my toolbox that I didn't already have, or kind of shift or rock my world in a way where I'm like, oh my God, like I'm a new woman. And you know, that's fine. Not every book is designed to give us that, absolutely not. But yeah, if you are wanting something very relatable, not too spiritual, I guess, more of a kind of down-to-earth male approach of self-love, of law of attraction, from a really practical way, like, this book is absolutely for you. Whereas for me personally, I just prefer more of that kind of spiritual approach, and more in-depth stuff. But that's obviously because I've been doing this for 3 years, you know what I mean? So, you know, this is the kind of book that I would have read like as soon as I started and found like really, really useful, really inspiring, and really good. But I love the quotes within it. They're really cool, and they've got like little images and stuff. So the quotes within are really good, and I just love Vex's kind of outlook on life. Like, it's so close to mine and so beautiful, and yeah, I just can't wait to have him on the podcast. So the next book I read, which I didn't plan to read, but I took with me anyway after so many of you recommended it, was The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. So I've heard about this book so many times like through the last few years, and I don't know, one, I never saw it in a bookshop, so I never really felt drawn to it, and two, I thought, what the hell is it about? And for me, I just personally love a self-help book that is an advice book, like real life, real experiences, rather than the kind of alchemist style where it's like a story and and it's like an actual novel that you're reading. Like for me, those books, I just can't get into them. I like information books, I like experience, real life, you know, I just find it so much more relatable when it's someone's actual story and it's real life. For me, I just vibe with that more. So I was a little bit cautious about reading this, but I'm not gonna lie, I absolutely loved it. I read all of this on the holiday and I couldn't put it down. And it really surprised me that I couldn't put it down, because I was reading it and I was like, wow, this is like an incredible story. And Hannah had read this years ago and I said, Hannah, why didn't the guy who was the monk write the book? Why did his best mate write the book? And then she burst my bubble saying that it was all, you know, there's a story, it's not actually based on Robin Sharma's life. I was like, what? I thought this was like Robin, like, and his friend had gone off and to become a monk and came back and all of this. So I was a little bit heartbroken, I'm not gonna lie, when I found out that it was not real life. And I even Googled it and I was like, no, it's not real life. Like, I just so wanted it to be because it was so good, but it's fine. I still enjoyed it. There are so many good takeaways from this book, good tools. I wouldn't say it's law of attraction at all. It's very kind of mindfulness, very Buddhist ways, very just kind of spiritual ways in a more mindfulness way. Like, and I definitely think this book would relate to like a lot of people as well, because it hasn't got those kind of really spiritual out there things. It's just very kind of, it's kind of the things that we know but we forget, if that makes sense. So it's very much profoundness, it's very much just mindfulness, but a great way to live, absolutely. And like the story was so just captivating, like I literally was a page turner for me. And again, like it's very, very rare that I find a book, especially a novel like this, that I connect to so much and really like have those takeaways. So this book absolutely shifted my world. This book gave me you know, a new insight into something, and I'm like, oh my god, I loved it. So I would absolutely read this again, really, really enjoyed it, and I can absolutely see why it sold 6 million copies for sure. It is really, really good. And who knows, I could even try The Alchemist now and really enjoy it. But yeah, for me, I just prefer like those real life, real experience stories rather than novels, just because I'm like, I want it to be real life. So yeah, really glad I took the chance and read this. So moving on to what I intend to read over April and May. So obviously I'm going to finish reading The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F. Excited to read that. And the other book, I don't really think this qualifies as spiritual, but it has soul in the title. So I bought Mrs. Hinch's book off Amazon. I pre-ordered it quite a while ago and it arrived last week. And it's Hinch Yourself Happy, all the best cleaning tips to shine your sink and soothe your soul. So there's a little bit of a spiritual reference there. So as you guys know, I'm a big fan of Mrs. Hinch's work, and obviously Marie Kondo's, like just organising and tidying your life has really like made me fall in love with cleaning, made me fall in love with organising and having a clean, happy home as well, because it's just really helped my like mental state and has just really made me enjoy my home even more than I enjoyed it before. So yeah, I pre-ordered the book and it's got little Dave, which is a duster if you didn't know, if you're not a Mrs. Hinch fan, on the front. So it's a very nice coffee table book. I'm already eyeing this up for my coffee table. I absolutely love the front cover, like more than life. I mean, I know I love grey stuff anyway, but definitely a good coffee table book, even if the insides aren't any good, but I'm sure it will be. So I'm excited to read this, to kind of see what cleaning tips are in there, find out about Mrs. Hinch, of course, and do everything like that. So there looks like there's loads of different stuff in there, like lists, products, things like that. So, and it's got some gorgeous little graphics as well. I'll show you quickly. So we've got Henry at the back, which is quite cute. So I'm excited to read this. Got this off Amazon half price, which I was winning about because who doesn't love a book half price? So I'm excited to read this. Hopefully I'm gonna like transform my cleaning hinching into even new heights now and learn some cool things. So I'm excited to read them to over May as well. I'm losing months, April, May. So there you have it guys, there are my book recommendations of the month. And what I've actually done, because so many of you guys asked me to, is I have set up my own Amazon page, which is linked down below, and every book I've ever recommended or which has changed my life, shifted my life, or made an impact in my life, or even featured in this book club will be on that link. So go and check it out. It links directly to Amazon, so you can purchase all your fave books, and it's just all my recommendations in one place instead of you having to like watch every spiritual book club for the last year. So I hope that page helps you anyway, and I'm obviously going to keep adding new books every month as well, so make sure to look out for that. So thank you so much guys for watching my video. I appreciate all your views and likes. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new here, because I would love to see you again soon. Don't forget to leave me a comment in the comments box down below, because I replied to them all, and of course let me know your book recommendations. What are you reading at the moment and what are you loving? And I will see you in my next video, which will be next week. Lots of love guys.